Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie.
Shavua Tov. It seems hardly possible that another year is at hand, that time has come full circle. The wheel of life turns so swiftly and so noiselessly that days like running sand slip through our very fingers. A year is gone, and we meet again just 9 days before the new year. We greet each other fervently, with a fervor touched by wistfulness. May you be written for a good year, we say to each other. But even as we speak the words, the heart has its own reservations. What will be with us a year from now? What will this new year truly bring? And who can be sure? Who does not know the weight of deep sorrow? Who has been touched by death, by COVID? Who has not felt the searing pain of illness, the heavy burden of trouble, the crashing load of despair? If we only could, we would slow the swift spinning wheel of time and make sure that it is turning. There is only the quiet hum of serenity and peace, unmarred by the whining noises and notices of adversity. There is a poem called Return into the Night that I think very much captures this time of year, which we Jews conceived of so many centuries ago. I think we really caught the nitty-gritty of the significance of life when we, in our own unique way, created this poem. What shall a woman do when she looks upon her work at close of day, discovering there the little done, the much that is undone, the little of any worth? A man nursing hope to render articulate the joy that sings within him, the deep joy behind the tragic mask of things, glory that he would share and trembles to impart. Who does he speak to? There is none to hear. She speaks to her own heart. So tonight, from our own homes, each of us sits in solidarity, each with our own incommunicable thoughts. There is a universal awareness of loneliness, of aloneness. We all know the chilling blast that whistless across the dreary waste places of our hearts. People, all people tonight are lonely. People can be lonely in a raucous gathering of their friends, sometimes even in the midst of their families. We are all lonely people because we live in a world that we just cannot figure out. An anecdote which was recorded by a well-known American author. He wrote that some time ago in the country, he came across a neighbor's child curled up by the creek. He was hugging his dog and tears stained his face. "Billy, what in the world is your dog doing down here? Planning to do some fishing?" "No, no fishing," came the reply. "Anything the matter that I might help?" "Nope, nobody can help me." "Would you like to just talk about it? Sometimes just putting things out in the open is good." "It won't do any good," he said. "It's just that nobody understands me. Dad gets mad, Mom is too busy. I try to tell them about me, but the right words don't come out. And even if they did, it wouldn't make a single bit of difference." "Well, your dog, he understands you, doesn't he?" "He may want to, but I don't think he can. He's got lots of things on his mind. and most of the time I can't even understand him. So if I, a human being, can't always figure him out, how can he, a dog, figure me out? A lonely child in a world that can't always figure things out. Don't we feel like that tonight? In the quiet moments of this night, some nights when we aren't even sleeping well, we know how alone we are, and no one is exempt from that. Aloneness is our constant companion. No one can really and truly understand another's pain. We try, we say, I had the same thing, but it isn't so. There isn't a same thing. Each person's pain is her own pain, and our struggles with it, we battle with. It is a lonely fight which another can watch from the sidelines, but cannot share from the center of the arena, no matter how hard we try. We are the lonely child, without the means of communication, the puzzled adolescent walking a private road of confusion and uncertainty. Here tonight, the heavy burden whom life has dealt blow after blow. Here the sick who travel the solitary path of illness. Here the tortured on every stone of adversity, the young and the old, the well and the sick. We are here tonight. We are alone, and the darkness is very dark. How can we throw a little bit of light that will pierce through the gloom and make us immune to the sting of loneliness in the year that is to come? All of us, whatever it is that we are carrying in our hearts, we face that same new year, and God will give to each of us its day, one at a time. Teach us to number our days that we may have a heart of wisdom. That is what the psalmist says. Anyone can do this work, however hard, for one day at a time. Short horizons make life easier and give us some of the blessed secrets to be brave and to be true. So don't look at the new year as a whole year. Look at each day as it comes, teaching us to number our days. How can we rid ourselves of the despair and the loneliness? Reach out your hand in compassion and understanding, and find the hand that is reaching out towards you. Open your heart and let love pour out to fill the emptiness of another. There is nothing else, my friends, nothing. The meaning of life is not the laughter and the bright lights and the music of the band. They are only superficialities that cover over, that gloss over the dark of our hearts and souls. My favorite story, and this I conclude, I shared it with you a few years ago. It was once said that a lady asked the woman who helped to clean her house one day, "Is Mary a good friend of yours?" And the housekeeper answered, "Well, we are friends, but we aren't good friends. We laugh together, but we have never cried together." The meaning of life is the willingness of people to take their loneliness and to make it a strengthening tower in their lives and in the lives of other people. It is the sensitive hearts that can feel. That's why the Midrash says that the angels gathered around God's throne and they asked, "When is the new year?" And God replied, "Don't ask me. Let us go below to those who dwell on earth and let us ask them." When is the new year? It's not in the calendar. The new year is within us. Yes, God has come down here on this sacred night. God is the light in the darkness. God is the courage in adversity. God walks with us on every lonesome road. God is here. Whom does God speak with when there is none to hear? We speak our own heart. And when we speak, God will hear.
Shabbat has ended, still we stand before you. O God of praises, hearken from on high. O hear our song and our prayer. For Father Isaac Safe, who gave himself to you, shield his children who cry to you this night. O hear our song and our prayer. From heaven's heights turn to us who turn to you, to all who in singleness of heart seek you. O hear our song and our prayer. Trembling in your presence like a woman in travail, humbly we beseech, blot out our transgressions. O hear our song and our prayer. Creator of your world's every creature, sustainer of all, sustain us now. O hear our song and our prayer. Though the sins of your people are too many to count, we plead for your mercy, exalted one. Raise us up once more. O hear our song and our prayer. Have regard to our suffering and not to our shortcomings. Cleanse us who cry out to you, wondrous God. O hear our song and our prayer. Be our offering this night acceptable as sacrifices of old. Maker of miracles, enable us to see the miracle of forgiveness. O hear our song and our prayer. For leaves, birds, and animals, turning comes instinctively. But for us, turning does not come so easily. It takes an act of will for us to make a turn. It means breaking with old habits. It means admitting that we have been wrong. This is never easy. It means losing face. It means starting all over again. This is always painful. It means saying I am sorry. It means recognizing that we have the ability to change. These things are terribly hard to do. But unless we turn, we will be trapped forever in yesterday's ways. God, help us to turn from callousness to sensitivity, from hostility to love, from pettiness to purpose, from envy to contentment, from carelessness to discipline, and from fear to faith. Turn us around, God, and bring us back toward you. Revive our lives as at the beginning, and turn us toward each other, God, for in isolation there is no life.
Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Venashuva, Kaddish, Kaddish, Yaminu Kekedem.
If you truly listen to me and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possessions among the peoples. You shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy people. Behold my servant whom I uphold, my chosen in whom my soul delights. You are my witnesses, says the Eternal, and my chosen servant. To open blind eyes, to bring the captive out of the dungeon, those who sit in darkness out of their prison. It is not enough that you should be my servant only to reestablish the tribes of Jacob and to restore the remnant of Israel. I will make you a light to the nations, that my deliverance may reach to the ends of the earth. Through you and through your descendants shall all the families of the earth be blessed. The Eternal One is our chosen portion, our cup of salvation. Our lions have fallen for us in pleasant places, and our heritage is truly good. As clay takes form in a potter's hand, so do we in yours. Mold us into human form. You are the potter, but we are but clay. As words are shaped by a poet's hand, so are we by yours. Make us your song. You are the singer, we are your work. As a ship takes its course from a sailor's hand, so do we from yours. Set us on your chosen course. You are the sailor, we are your ship. As threads are patterned by a weaver's hand, so are we by yours. Weave us into your plan, O God. We are your people. You are our sovereign.
Ianu amecha bata Elohim, anu fanecha bata vinu, anu nachalatecha bata gorali.
Sovereign God, whose throne is mercy, you guide the world with steadfast love, forgiving the transgressions of your people. You pardon all who transgress, are generous with all who live, treating them with compassion. You have taught us, O God, your covenant with life. This day remember your covenant revealed from old to Moses, the humble one. As it is written, the Eternal descended in a cloud and stood with him there and revealed the divine nature. The Eternal passed before Moses and said,
Adonai, Adonai, Erechum v'chanun, Erech apayim v'rav chesed v'emet, Notzer chesed la'alachim, Nosei avon ha'fesha, v'chata'a, v'nakim. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuha, V'nashuha, Kodesh, Kodesh, Yamin.
Your mercy, O God of all life, extends to all who live. You turn from our transgressions that we may turn to you. For you love all beings, despising nothing that you have made. For how could you hate what you have established? And what could possibly endure without your love? All things are touched by your grace, for they are yours. Adonai, you take delight in life. Your eternal spirit dwells in all that breathes. Hear our voice, Adonai, our God, and have compassion on us, and with the compassion, accept our prayer.
Help us to return to you, Adonai, then truly shall we return. Renew our days as of old.
Consider our words, Adonai. Look into our innermost thoughts.
Do not cast us away from your presence. Do not remove your Holy Spirit.
Do not dismiss us when we are old. As our strength diminishes, do not abandon us.
Do not abandon us, Adonai our God. Do not be far from us.
For you, Adonai, do we wait. For you, our God, will answer.
Ya la 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 Ashamnu Baganu Gazalnu Dibarnu Dofi Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Evinu Vihirshanu Zanu Hamasnu Tafalnu Shaker Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Yatsnu Ra Kizavnu Latsnu Maranu Niatsnu Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Sararnu Avinu Pashanu Tsararnu Kishinu Orev Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Rashanu Shichanu Tiavnu Ta'inu Titanu We all have committed offenses. Together we confess these human sins.
The sins of arrogance, bigotry, and cynicism,
of deceit and egotism, flattery and greed, injustice and jealousy. Some of us have kept grudges, were lustful, malicious, or narrow-minded.
Others were obstinate or possessive, quarrelsome, rancorous, or selfish.
There was violence, weakness of will, and xenophobia.
We yielded to temptation and showed zeal for bad causes.
Now may it be your will, O eternal God of all the generations, to pardon all our sins, to forgive all our wrongdoings, and to blot all our transgressions.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha be'ones uveratzon, for the sin we have committed against you under duress or by choice.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bezadon uvishgaga, for the sin we have committed against you consciously or unconsciously.
Ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha, we have sinned against life by failing to work for peace. We have sinned against life by keeping silent in the face of injustice.
Al chet shechatanu, we have sinned against life by ignoring those who suffer in distant lands. We have sinned against life by forgetting the poor in our own midst.
Al chet shechatanu, we have failed to respect those made in the image of God. We have withheld love from those who depend on us.
Al chet shechatanu, we have conformed to fashion and not to conscience. We have indulged in despair and trafficked with cynicism.
V'al chet shechatanu, we have sinned against ourselves and paid scant heed to the life of the Spirit. We have sinned against ourselves and have not risen to fulfill the best that is in us. V'al kulam Eloha Selichot, Salach lanu, Mechal lanu, Kaper lanu.
For all of these, God of mercy, forgive us, pardon us, and grant us atonement.
Keep us, O God, from bad intentions and from excessive pride. Help me at all times to govern my passions and master my inclinations. Against melancholy and bitterness, guard my soul, keep my tongue from slander and deceit, and open my eyes to the virtue of others. At this time, from your own homes, we invite you to please rise. The Selichot service marks the turning point in our inner lives. We reflect this inner turning with the outward act of changing 3 Torah scroll mantles to white, a symbol of the simplicity and the purity to which we aspire. The first scroll inspires us to recall a time from the past when we successfully made teshuvah and our lives were renewed.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to where you are, return to who you are, born and reborn and reborn.
The second scroll brings us to the present as we consider an aspect of our lives in need of repair and in need of renewal.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to where you are, return to who you are, born and reborn and reborn. Turn to who you are, turn to where you are, turn to what you are, born and reborn and reborn.
The third scroll reminds us of the future, and that teshuvah, the process of returning to who we really are, to who we are really meant to be, is an ongoing journey, and it lasts the length of our days.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vanenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vanenu, Kien Banu Masim, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, V'hoshinu. Avinu Malkeinu.
Adonai, our God, we seek you. Grant that we may find you. Adonai, our God, reveal to us the glory of your dominion. Adonai, our God, draw us near to serve you. Adonai, our God, grant us your blessing. Adonai, our God, help us with your saving acts. Adonai, our God, let peace reign among us. Adonai, our God, grant peace on earth. Adonai, our God, grant abundance in your world.
Ashivenu, Ashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, V'nashuva, Kodesh, Kodesh, Yaminu Kedem. Kodesh, 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 Yaminu Kedem.
Tkiya Gedolah.